Hi, I'm Adam, and let's make a sun. Recently I was making a travel book, and I was working with these beautiful images from around the world, and I was thinking if I could play a little with them. So I isolated the buildings and the leaves. In this instant we're in Paris, of course, and that meant that I could give the image different backgrounds. And then I made a sun as well, and I thought that was fun because that meant that I could kind of move it behind the leaves or behind the beautiful Eiffel Tower, and it just enabled me to create a lot of different moods and feels in the images. And it's actually pretty easy, and this is how you can do it. We've got a working image here, and we've got some different skies, and we've got some foregrounds. And between the backgrounds and the foregrounds, we're going to create the sun. And I'm going to make a new layer. I've got my shortcut and Shift F5, and we'll call that Sun Core, like that. Then we'll click M for our marquee tool, and we'll just hold down Shift, and we'll create a perfect round circle. We'll click X to toggle between the colors, and alt+backspace to color that white. Then we're going to go to our filters and blur and Gaussian blur, and 40 is perfect here. Click V to move your layers around, and I've got my shortcut and J, the smudge tool, and then we've got a strength of 30, which is nice, and then we'll just make some beautiful sunbeams like that. Maybe turn the opacity down a bit. You can do that by using the numbers. Just click 1, and then you'll be turned down to maybe 2 is nice. Something like that. Yeah. And then we're just going to click Command J and make a copy, and we'll call that Sun Glow. There. We'll click Lock Transparency because we're going to color it, and we're going to select a nice warm yellowish orange color, and that's alt+backspace to color. Deselect that, and then we're gonna go to filters, and we're gonna apply the same Gaussian blur by holding down Control Command F, and we're gonna do that 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And if we like, we could just select the smudge tool again and just maybe make some nice, again, some more nice sunbeams like that. Yeah, something like that. Then we'll just scale up the sun glow there, and then we're going to add a layer mask. We're going to click B for our brush tool, and 1 for 10%, and then we're just going to color this in the middle so we can see the sun core through the transparent area, something like that. And what's actually very nice about these 2 layers here is that you can do that with all layers, of course, but we can always go and change the size and the opacity and the lightness and the colors and so on. But for now, I think this is nice. Maybe this is a bit too orangey. Just click Command U and maybe turn up the lightness just a bit, and maybe just give it a bit more, something like that. Good. And then we're going to group these 2 by selecting them and clicking Command G, and we'll just call that Sun. We're just going to turn on the Paris layer, and if we see like a background like that, we can move the sun around, but it lacks something. It lacks the layer mask. Well, I think we have actually got an empty layer here, and we're going to call that Lens Flare, like that. And that's going to be on top of the location image, the transparent location image. And we're going to click M and then D for our default colors, and then we're going to hold down Shift again. We're going to make a perfect round circle and click alt+backspace to color that black. And then we're going to go to filters and render and lens flare. And in here we've got 4 different kinds. I like this one, the top one here, for this kind of sun. Click brightness 100, click OK, click Command T to rotate that like that. Go to your blend modes and click screen. And as you can see, we've got these hard edges here. We'll remove them. I like to remove them with the layer mask. So create a layer mask, click B for your brush tool, click 0 for 100% opacity, your D for your black color, and then just remove Oh, sorry, like that. Just remove that hard edge like that. Yeah, something like that. And then we've got our sun there, and we're gonna place, where is our sun? It is all the way down there, and we're gonna take the lens, we're gonna place that in the middle like that. And then we're gonna just select both layers, and then we've got that effect where we can actually move the lens flare on top of the leaf. We've still got some hard edges here. Just go to our layer mask, click B, and just remove those like that. And what's nice about this is that we can always go to our sun layers. If we unlink the layer mask and the layer here, we could scale up the sun if we like, or we can scale it down, of course, but scaling up is nice. Or we could lighten it even more if we think that's nice, or maybe making it darker. And of course, we can resize the lens flare as well, as much as we want. And then what you could actually do is that you could select your lens flare and your sun group, right click and say link layers, and that way you'll always have them together like that. And like a cherry on the top, we can create a top layer here, which has a overlay blend mode, or could have a color blend mode as well. And just click Command U, and it's got a opacity of 20%. And if we want like a warmer feeling to it, we could do like that. We could actually also just select a nice warm color and color that like that. And then we can just move the sun around. And that is the basic technique. I'll just show you a couple of examples, and then yeah, just play with it and have fun. Take care, thanks for watching, and be well.